So you obviously sold some shoes to some pretty cool people. And I know you have a cool story about selling a pair of crepes to Lil Yachty. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so it wasn't just one pair. So Lil Yachty, actually, the very start was also pretty cool, like how I got in touch with him a few years before the real good story. But he was doing an Instagram live with I think it was with Offset, and they were showing each other's sneaker collections. Okay. And so I tuned in, and one of the guys that I follow, like we follow each other, this guy named Corey, young Corey on Instagram. He I saw he commented on the live. It was during COVID, Instagram lives were huge.
Yeah.
And I saw Yachty acknowledging like, yo, what's up, Corey, or something. I was like, oh, so they're tight. So I messaged Corey and I was like, yo, bro, do you think you could, hit up Yachty? I think he'll mess with my stuff. So he did. And, maybe an hour later, Lil Yachty hit me up like, yo, wow, what you got for me or something. So that was like the first introduction, first purchase he made. I think he bought 8 pairs in one go. And, obviously very nice selection, rare stuff. Yeah. He knows his shit, and he likes to be also a bit different. So it's not going to be like the traditional SBs. He already has those, but like a bit more niche stuff that I really love as well. And so he's bought from me a few times over that time span, like 2 years. And then actually a year, so not last summer before, he was in London. I think it was like Wireless Festival or something. I was at the festival, he was performing. And then my friend who works at Kick Game hit me. So I see he tries calling me like at 8 p.m. and Yachty had already performed in the afternoon, and I'm at the festival enjoying my time with my brother and everything. And I'm like, I'll reply later. Like it's time to, enjoy, not think about work. I'll call him back later. And then I call him back like an hour later, and he's like, bro, like I was trying to call you. Yachty's pulling up to the store because, he shot that Kick Game video. Sneaker shopping, and he was like, would have been great to have you and like bring some really cool stuff, because Kick Game mostly do the more mainstream things. So I was like, fuck, I missed the opportunity. I had never met Yachty at that point yet, and like it would have been just a sick kind of moment. Yeah, and I was just so frustrated that I didn't pick up the call, or that I didn't make myself available. And I just remember like one of my friends telling me like, it's just a matter of time. Like you'll have another opportunity. If you had this opportunity, you'll have another one. Like don't stress about it. And then 1 year later, Yachty was back in London again, like concert tour or whatever. And this time I'm like, do you want to pull up to my spot, like check out the shoes and everything? So he did. He came with like a bodyguard and a random friend of his, like this American foreign exchange student who lives in London, like this kid who was in his high school, like they're old friends, but this random guy, and go into my stock rooms, and so I'm like, okay, so this is my section with like your size 10, 10 and a half. And he's like, before anything, let me give you the cash that I owe you, because he still owed me like a couple thousand for his last purchase. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like, and he gives me the cash, and I'm like, I appreciate you, because like he made that gesture first, like before anything else, let me get this straight first. And I'm like, oh, appreciate you. And he's like, nah, I appreciate you. So that was really cool. And then he wasn't, he still had that vibe of like, he's on the phone or like checking his phone as I show him the shoes, like, he's still a star and has that attitude. But that was a very genuine moment. And then he picked out 4 pairs of kicks that were quite specific, all of them super vintage, like 1992 Air Force One, 1985 Convention, 1987 Air Dunk, like a super rare version of a Dunk and everything. 4 pairs, did the deal, didn't negotiate or anything, paid me in cash. And then like, I was kind of more chill because I was like, okay, the business side of things is done. Like, and I'm like, do you play 2K? Because I've seen him post stories of he's like, sometimes he plays 2K while he's at an NBA game. Like it's
crazy.
And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, are you, do you have to go anywhere or are you chilling? And he's like, I'm chilling. And I'm like, should we play? He's like, let's do it. And so we played a game of 2K. I was up the whole game, trash talking, because like at that point I was like, okay, we're chilling now. Trash talking, like it was quite fun. And then I'm like up 2 points, 3 seconds left or something, my possession. So I'm like, I'm gonna like turn it over, give you the ball, give you an opportunity to tie the game. And he tied the game at the buzzer. So he was like, yeah, and everything. And then overtime, and I beat him in overtime. So that was a cool moment. And then he left. Like my brother is a huge Lil Yachty fan, and like just the fact that he came to my actual place and like sat on my couch.
Genuine,
and
like it seems
genuine. And it was like a fun moment to share, and that also goes beyond just business. I'm not saying that I'm friends with Lil Yachty, but it's just cool to have real life interactions and kind of connections with people that are obviously up there in their fields and that are looked up to, and especially even in the sneaker space, like not just hip hop, Lil Yachty is one of the the real ones in terms of collections, knowledge, passion. So that was really a cool moment.
That's crazy, man. It's nice to hear stuff like that, because you would imagine like people like him who are right at the top. You do hear some kind of like horror stories about not him individually, but like big celebrities and big rappers being just like dicks.
Yeah.
It's nice to hear that he gave just chill, man. Just like a really normal guy.
Yeah.